All right, shalom, everybody out there. This is Brother Raham. Just wanted the spirit kind of hit me while I'm reading my scriptures on my lunch, and you know, I was just kind of going through the First Kings, right? And one of the things that kind of struck me was chapter 3, and I'm gonna just bring out a couple scriptures real quick because one of the things that kind of I'm reading right now is Solomon, King Solomon, and one of the things, like I said, that was it struck me, right, in so many ways was, Solomon asked for discernment to judge, and he may discern between good and bad, and in return, he was able to get riches, honor. He didn't ask for these things. He didn't ask for riches. He didn't ask for honor. And he didn't ask for a lengthy life and a lengthy reign over his kingdom. But that kind of came with his need or his want to discern between good and bad. So real quick, I just wanted to kind of make this video short. First Kings chapter 3 verse 9, and it reads, "Give therefore thy servant," Solomon talking to the Most High, right? "Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who was able to judge this, thy so great a people?" Right? So he's saying, I want to be able to learn between good and bad so that I'm able to judge thy people, right? And because we understand that the kings was also the judges as well. Matter of fact, the first judges were rulers over the people, right? Verse 10, "And the speech pleased the Most High, that Solomon had asked this thing. And the Most High said unto him," verse 11, "And the Most High said unto him, Because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked for riches for thyself, nor hast asked for the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment." Right? So the Most High said, because you didn't ask for these things, right? You asked for the ability to discern between good and bad, and it pleased the Most High. We saw that in verse 10. He says, because you asked for this thing, right, and not for the riches and the glory and the fame, right? Verse 12, it says, "Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee." All right, verse 13 is important. It says, "And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. And if thou wilt walk in my ways, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days." So I just want to close that on that. But what I want to elaborate, right, is if we keep the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai with us, right? If we ask for, because I grew up thinking that he asked strictly for wisdom, and he didn't really ask for wisdom. He asked for the ability to discern between good and bad, which is wise, right? But he asked to really learn how to judge the people correctly and fairly, and how to discern between good and bad, right? And we understand that good and bad, and the right thing is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and ordering the people of that land. As he's king, you do as the king does, right? And we read that in all these scriptures, right? That if the king goes off, the nation goes off. But if the king understands good and bad, the nation, it's a trickle-down effect, a domino effect. Then the nation will understand how to go good and bad. And then as a result, right, you get the riches and the glory and the honor that comes with not only being a child of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, but also, you get the honor of the people around you. And that's just kind of what I want to leave it at. Let me know what you think. But at the same time, I think this is pretty good stuff right here, to just kind of realize that every time you ask for something, remember the Most High is making a note on what you want, the things that you ask for. And just if you think about the bigger picture, then the other stuff will kind of fall into place. But I think so many times us as people, we pray for a new car, we pray for a new house, we pray for clothes, we pray for money, right? We pray for a fat bank account. When in all actuality, we should learn, and we should learn to pray for, we should learn to pray for the good and not the bad, how to discern good and evil. So that way we can, and we know what evil is, right? We know what sin is, right? 1 John 3 and 4. Let me get that out real quick. People might say, well, what is sin? And people will say, well, it's doing bad things. Or sin is literally, bear with me, sin is doing all this folly. And so 1 John chapter 3, verse 4, it says, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, right? For sin is the transgression of the law. So I equate knowing good and evil, good and bad, we see in verse 9, is knowing how to keep the law, how to keep the statutes and commandments, how to walk right with the Most High. And if you look at verse 14, right, the Most High told Solomon, if thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. So he was able to get the blessings and get stuff that he didn't even ask for, just from wanting to just be a righteous king, a good judge among the people. All right, that's all I got. Just want to say, give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh B'Shem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai, Barakatah. Stay strong in the truth, Israel, and just continue to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Shalom.